Yeah.
It's like, oh, is that bear?
Let's see, it says track. Of course, it's in the mud, so it might be, spread out a little bit. But yeah, no, that's a good size. That's a good size track.
Okay, I haven't done an update yet, so I'm going to do one now. It's about 2 o'clock on our first day of hunting. My oldest son and I are on a 2-day bear hunt. So odds are against us, but here we are. We're going to give it a shot. We got here last night, just threw our tent up at the trailhead, slept there, and then this morning got up early, packed everything up, and hiked in. So it's a beautiful morning. We saw some turkeys by the trailhead, some deer, saw a few more deer on our way up. And then, that's pretty much been it for wildlife. But it was a, beautiful hike. But there were some really steep parts to get in here. So we're trying to get up high so we can get to some vantage points and overlook a lot of area. Hoping that's going to help us out. But did see, I've only been in this area one time. It was this last spring. And when we were here, we did see 3 bears, a nice black boar, and then a black sow and a chocolate cub. So I have no idea if the bears stay in this area during the fall. I've never been here in the fall, but we have been seeing what I would consider a fair amount of berries on the logging roads as we've been hiking in. So I think the odds in that respect are good that they're still here. It's just, is it even possible for us to locate something in 48 hours? So anyway, we got up this morning, we hiked in, we set up camp up on a logging road up on the top, and then we had to drop just a ton of elevation down here to get water. That was really unfortunate, but all the other spots that I knew had water were just seasonal springs, and they were all dry. So this was kind of our only option. So we got kind of a nightmarish climb back to camp, but for the time being, since we're down here, it's so nice and cool. It's like probably 90 degrees today. It's so nice and cool. We're gonna hang out here for a little bit. It's the middle of the day, so I figure there's berries here, there's water here, it's cooler here. This is probably, if we're gonna find a bear, this is probably our best opportunity. So we hiked up the road a little ways and then realized we left our packs here, and I realized I left the predator call in the pack. So I just came back to get that. Then I'm headed back to Mason, and we're going to hang out on that road for a little while, do some calling. It's probably a little bit too early in the day, but we're going to do whatever we can possibly do to try to make something happen in 48 hours. So that's the update so far. I'll talk to you when something else happens.
The freshest bear poop we've seen so far. I don't know if it's today. We already stepped on it once on the way in and I didn't video it, but it's fresh. So I would say it's been the last 24 hours. We did some predator calling. No luck. Did it in 2 different locations. Waited close to a half an hour or so at the first one and maybe only 10 or 15 minutes at the second. But they weren't very far apart, so no luck so far. So we are headed back to get our packs in the water and then make what I expect to be a bit of a nightmarish hike back up to camp to try to get up there to the vantage point before it is actually evening. What time is it right now? Probably 3:15?
It's 3:15.
Yeah. So that's the update. Still no animals other than, oh, Mason saw a couple grouse. I guess I saw them too after we walked up that way. Other than that, it's just been the deer we've seen. I meant to do an update quite a while ago. Here comes Mason. We made the long hike back up to camp with the water. Hung out there for a little bit, gave ourselves a break, and then ever since then we've been walking these logging roads looking for vantage points and sitting and glassing. Man, it has been slow. I mean, it's just now probably, I don't know, 6:30, maybe it's closer to 7. So I mean, this is really prime time, but we haven't even really seen any deer or anything else popping out. So it's just a lot of area to look at, and it's pretty brushy, so you got to work at it. But right now, we're at prime time and haven't seen anything yet. I'll update more later. While we're just sitting here glassing, we're on morning 2, which is really our last morning. It's a little breezy, so I don't know how well you'll be able to hear this, but we popped up over the ridge and we're looking at some stuff we've never seen before. And we're really just hanging out, glassing, watching for something, watching for movement. And so far, nothing. No deer, no elk, no bears. We've seen some fresh elk tracks this morning. We know were last night or this morning because they walked on our boot tracks from last night. We've seen what we believe are some wolf tracks this morning as well, fresh. But that's been it. We got the rest of today, and then we're gonna pack up and hike out tomorrow morning. So wish us luck. So it's about, I don't know, I think it's close to 2 o'clock on our second day. It's Friday. It's also our last day. And it's just hot again, really hot. So we made it back to camp after our morning hunt. And we saw one deer at like 650 yards. I'm sure we walked by plenty of others, but that's all we saw. And that was it. No bears, no elk, no moose, nothing else. So we hung out at camp for a little while, did some stuff there. And then we, when we were out this morning, we saw, some roads on Onyx that we've never been on before, kind of some new area. Looked like it was reasonable to be able to get to, and so that's where we are now. We had to hike to the top of this ridge I'm sitting on, and it was hot. We were soaked in sweat by the time we got to the top, but we got to the top now. We just sat and ate some lunch. And really just, we're trying to keep our eyes on a few clear cuts that there are. But it's so hot right now. I'd be shocked if I saw anything out moving around. So at this point, as much as I hate to just kind of sit, it's kind of a waiting game right now. Wait until it gets a little bit later in the afternoon and maybe things start to cool off and start to get some shadows at least. And then what we're going to do is kind of just start walking these roads. Like I say, they'll take us to some areas we've never been to before. The area right over here to my left, the wind is wrong right now, and I'm assuming kind of will be, it's not blowing directly at it, but it's diagonal across it, and so it's not great. I assume if we go over there, it's going to be the same, but we're going to start there and then work our way back into the wind, all the way down to a creek that is below where we were this morning. We need just a little bit more water to get us through tonight and tomorrow morning. And then, so we'll do that, and then hopefully, maybe there's a good opportunity. We know there's berries down there, there's water, there's some thicker timber down there. So, maybe there's a chance we'll either run into something on the road or in some clear cuts that are down there that we can see, or spot something, that we can get to. So not incredibly exciting right now. I really wish it was we were having a little bit more action for Mason. This is his first hunt in like 5 years, so I'm really excited for him to kind of start to venture back into it, but not sure that this is going to be a great exciting experience to like get him to really want to jump back in with both feet. So
see how it goes. I mean, can change in a split second. So we just gotta stay on it, and that's all we can do. So that's where we are, and I'll update more later. Okay, real quick update. We waited several hours. It's about 4:30, right around 4:30 right now. Finally starting to get some shadows. Starting to feel the temperature drop in those areas. So we moved about halfway down where we want to go for this evening, and have just started glassing these hillsides and these little ravines to see if something might find its way out. So we're just going to continue to do that probably at least the next hour or so, and then maybe we will try some calling. I want to wait until it gets a little bit cooler, so there's no reason for them not to want to come and check it out. I don't want it to be so hot that they just aren't interested. So we'll do that a little bit later, but right now we're just going to start glassing all these areas that have started to get some shadows and have started to cool off. So that's where we are.
There are people that want to define hunting that don't hunt and have probably never hunted. I question if they've ever left the city limits. They want to label hunting as bloodlust or the urge to kill an animal just to claim them as a trophy. According to their definition, we weren't successful and didn't get a trophy on this hunt. But I got to spend 3 days with my son doing something we both love, and I wouldn't trade that experience for anything. That is my trophy. And the only people that are truly qualified to define hunting are the people that do it. I'm so thankful for the trophies that hunting continues to bless me with. Mason, I love you.